I'm John.
I'm Preston.
This is a review of The Ritual.
Ritual.
Yeah, I enjoyed this film. It was good. It spooked me out.
I enjoyed 90% of it. Yes. Yeah.
See, I'm closer to like a 65-70 ratio.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, I got it. Ready?
Please.
Ritualistic.
Oh. That's the hard part. I have all these words going.
He's just too smart for this.
Trees. The Blair Witch Project meets The Hills Have Eyes meets The Village.
Everyone should be relatively more athletic or not go hiking in the woods.
Carrie Musgraves.
Oh, no.
Casey Musgraves?
Casey, damn it.
Carrie? Is that like her brother?
Five Guys, English guys, and fries, or chips, or whatever they call them.
Five Guys, patties and chips.
Patties and chips. You know, they're like at a bar and they're like, hey, where do you want to go on vacation for a good chaps night out and week out, I guess.
They're like, oh, like, let's go home, whatever. And then Luke's like, dog, I'm trying to get drunk. What do you want to do about it? And everyone's like, no, we have wives. We're going home. Rob's like, I'll go into the liquor store with you. Cool. And they go to the liquor store and they're like hanging out and talking shit. And then like they look over and this woman's like beat to hell behind the counter. And they're like, oh, that's not good.
There.
Who the f*** is Party Store?
Okay, if... Thank you. Apparently there's a robbery going on in this liquor store. And the one that was like going to Sweden stupid notices this and he's like, ooh, I'm going to back up, grab this bottle of vodka and hide behind the shelves. That's what they're called.
And then Rob's hanging out and these like two dudes come out. They're like, give me your money, give me your watch. And he's like, okay, sure. Like, give me your wedding ring. And he's like, no, I love my wife. I won't do it. And then he's like, okay. And they kill him.
You're slowing me down now, goddamn. The robbers leave. We cut to all of these friends in Sweden in tents. And obviously the thing here is that they all went to Sweden for this guy because that's where he wanted to go. They
put his picture up and make a memorial. They all take a shot. They pour one out for him. But it's like a really long shot for some reason. That felt like it felt like they like up like he was supposed to do a little bit because he just like holds the flask there and he's just like...
this flask, I'm telling you, dude, like the end must have been a needle like hole at the
end. No, he's like somebody call cut, please.
The one of the friends sprains his ankle, and then they're like, oh shit, we need to take a shortcut to get back to the lodge or whatever it is to end this trip. And
some weird shit starts happening to them. They see some like runic symbols, and they're like, oh, this is strange.
Well, actually, first they see this moose in a tree, and its guts are hanging out, and then the one friend, the main character, yeah, he's like, oh, that's fresh blood, there's something here, and like, this may be hunting things. It's probably just hunters, it's fine, it's totally cool, let's keep going. They go, it rains, they're like, oh, let's get shelter, they get shelter, they find this cabin, they go in it, they're like, oh, we probably shouldn't go in this because there was like runic symbols everywhere, and that's a bad sign. They probably watch the show Vikings or something.
So they go up into like the attic thing to go explore it, and then he finds this wicker man, this like statue made of sticks that has no head and antlers and it has chicken feet and it's scary as and they're like, this is weird, guys, like maybe we shouldn't stay here. And then Bear Grylls' friend's like, no, we're gonna stay here, like we need to be out of the storm. So they all go to sleep, and then our main guy, Luke, has a nightmare where he re-remembers what happened in the liquor store, so he like experiences his friend getting killed again.
And then they wake up, and then the main guy's got some weird stab wounds on him. It's in like a weird pattern. One guy's pissed his pants because it's Bear Grylls, and he wants to drink his own piss. It's all adding up now. It's all adding up now. Another friend is just scared shitless in a corner of the room in his long johns. And then the other guy's upstairs, butt naked, praying to this wicker man thing with antlers and chicken feet.
And they're like, let's pretend like that didn't happen, because they're dumb. And then, like, they hear some noises, they're, like, in the woods again, they see another house, and they're like, oh, another house, and then they keep going.
So one main friend's like, hey, I'm gonna go check that ridge, because there's, like, white light coming from there, and I'll probably be able to see shit around the mountains, and be able to see where we need to go. And then he sees, like, a hand move out from under the, or from behind the trees, and he's like, oh, shit, and he runs and yells, he's like, hey, buddies, I saw something, we gotta go. And they're like... nah, we just gotta keep walking through the woods because that's the best idea. So they keep walking through the woods. one friend blames the main guy for their friend dying at the liquor store. Tensions grow. Friends become not friends. They, more...
You're not my friend!
You're not my friend!
The same thing happens to Bear Grylls' friend. He gets taken, and then they, like, find him. And it's just the three of them. They're like, wow, this is nutty, guys. This is crazy. Let's get out of here.
Winkle.
Right? they keep going, and then it happens again to Phil. Phil also gets taken and put into a tree.
And they make it to this weird village, which is where my village reference comes in. And it looks like they're stuck in like 100 years ago or something, and they're all like worshiping this monster that they consider a deity.
And they're like, oh, Phil's gonna be sacrificed, but you'll be okay because you have the mark that we have. And he's like, all right, cool, love that, this is great. Like, don't worry, you're gonna live forever. It's an honor to pray to the deity. You'll pray to the deity, it'll be good. And then so Phil gets like sacrificed and taken away, and he's like, Gale! And then the monster takes him, and it's this weird cloister moose thing.
The friend gets out of his rope and shackles.
Well, you said robe, and I was like, ooh.
Robe, because he derobes, full frontal. No, not at all. And then he goes upstairs, finds all these weird skeletons, so they're like chanting and stuff, and he's like, oh, they're all skeletons, and then they actually start moving and shit, and then you realize this is what's going to happen to him if he gets eternal life.
And he's like, I don't like this. So he sets them all on fire, and then the monster gets like real angry, and he like fights with the monster, and then he just like leaves the woods, and then the movie ends.
Yeah.
It's like zooming in on this ridgeline, and there's all this life that hasn't been really there before. And then all of a sudden, you just see that like one of these trees has a hand on it, and it just like slinks back. But the hand like blends in with the tree perfectly. So it's this really cool thing where like the hand was there the whole shot, but you don't really see it until it moves. That's giving me fright, mate. And he like runs away.
Exact words verbatim. Escapes from the village people and goes upstairs in the cabin he's in, and he's hearing all these chants coming from this room, and he opens the door. He goes into the room because, you know, when you see a room full of skeletons and like spikes coming out of these skeletons and shit like that, you go into the room. All the skeletons start doing human things. They like open their mouths and breathe.
That was the stupidest description I've ever heard in my life.
Well, like... So he lights them all on fire, and then he comes downstairs, and then he's confronted with the old shaman lady, and she looks at him like, hey, dude, why'd you light this place on fire? And he's like, he just punches her.
Okay, I have two problems. One is the Foley, the second is the overuse of the creature noises. It was too much. Like, it was too, like, oh, this is obviously, like, an entity.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it wasn't creepy, like, mid, like, oh, did I hear that? Or was that, like, the woods? It was just very, like, Rah! And you're like, okay, that's, like, thing.
Yeah, it
like,
wasn't ambiguous enough.
And then, like, when they hit him in the face with the pipe, it's like, and I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just, like, it's, like, a gratuitous, like, it's just way too much.
I mean, I agree with you for the most part. What I think was actually surprisingly decent, apart from the last 10% of the movie, was the score.
Yeah.
I thought the score was actually pretty good at doing what it was supposed to do. Made you feel the tension. Had some nice intricate things in there. There was this weird aerial shot, this like top-down, like God's eye view type shot. The whole picture started like fading to white.
Oh yeah.
Fading to white, and then pure white for a good 3 seconds, and then it just like slam cuts to something else. And
yeah,
I was like,
it was
why the f did it fade to white? Like it made no sense.
It's supposed to be like this Nordic thing. I guess like it's a god, like mythology thing, right? But it's like a moose skeleton, but like a big moose skeleton. So y'all know how big our like meese are, but it's like bigger than that. And then it has like cloister as a head. It's got like cloister. There's like its 2 eyes, but there's also like arms that just like hang down from cloister. It's very strange. It's like when it like takes the friend, it like grabs his face. It's just like,
oh yeah, it just grabs his head and like carries him. They should have gone away with all of the like human aspects of that monster and just stuck with like the weird giant moose / deer. Showing the hand was good, just showing like trees move was good, just showing like the antlers come out at one point was okay.
Yeah, your imagination is worse than reality. And that's
yeah.
like that's why horror can work so well, but it didn't do that. Like when they have that scene, the tension building of it like showing up, I thought it would have been really cool if like the guy just like went up in the air, or, like got teared apart or carried away or something. You didn't quite see what happened.
Yeah.
But instead you see like like, oh hey, I'm a moose.
Or
Just
a
here to
person.
hang out.
You
You
decide.
got a nice face.
Yeah.
Pick you up, take you over here.
They should have just only shown like its hands reach into frame or something
Yeah.
from like the opposite, from like its perspective, because right once they revealed the full monster and you were able to see its eyes and pairs of hands, arms, or whatever, man, it just took me out of the movie. It looked bad.
With horror in general, is I feel like it's really great if you're building something up versus like
Yeah.
seeing it is like, oh, okay. All of a sudden you cut to like a slow zoom in and then it's like them walking through the forest, but you have like some brush in front of the camera or something,
Yeah,
so it
yeah.
kind of looks like they're being watched.
Yeah.
This film does that really, really well and often, and sometimes it will do like reversals where it's like their POV.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really brilliant to like take that kind of like characteristic of horror films, like use it in a very unique way that I hadn't seen. Like it almost I felt like the film mastered that.
I don't know if I want to call it intimate because it's very invasive, but all those types of moments I think were really well executed. Literally every moment in the film, apart from the weird scenes where it shows like the guy in the liquor store in the middle of the woods and then where it shows the monster in full, I think were done pretty well.
What if I just slapped him right in the face?
Boom. I don't think the goal is for him to get over it. I don't think he can ever get over that sort of thing. I think the goal for him is to fight back. And at the end of the movie, that's what he does. Like you get the match cut with him looking on his side at the friend lying on the floor dead, and then he sees from the same point of view, but in the forest, he sees the battle axe thing there, and then he picks it up and then he swings at the thing with like the vodka bottle. I think they're saying that vodka bottles are the same thing as battle axes. That's the moral of the story.
Folklore is this kind of idea of like, usually it happens like in Scotland area where it's like
Scotland.
Yes.
Was that good?
Yeah.
these pagan practices of the past like kind of come back to affect the present, combined with this idea of like the pastoral turning evil, and so like the classic like trio of these is Witchfinder General, which I don't think qualifies, that's a whole other thing, Blood on Satan's Claw, and the original Wicker Man. It was like the three that created the genre, and then it died out and like never was like really made again until recently. We've had things like The Witch come in, which is like a beautiful example of this genre, and this movie kind of
Sorry, I just love that movie.
Vivid?
this movie like
What?
kind of
The Witch.
The Witch or the Vivid?
out of here
The Vivid. But it is.
Everyone else I met calls it the Vivid.
because they're idiots.
I hope that's just a meme that they're doing.
Then
They're
why
like
would
memeing
put
on
two
you.
V's?
What?
Have you seen the letter W before?
Yeah, but that's stupid. Just call it the Witch.
That's
They
what
did.
that's
They
what
The title of the movie is VV Itch.
Even if
Because-
it was two V's, you don't like compound. If it's a double V, you just go V. You wouldn't go V. You don't like break up the letter. You just mean bitch.
Full mastery, but somebody who's kind of like, I think The Witch is like full mastery of that genre, where this is kind of like somebody messing around in it, and for some reason I really liked that idea of like it becoming accessible almost.
You know what's folk horror? Mumford and Sons. That's folk horror. I was watching that movie, and for a good 75% of it, I was like, man, I don't understand what these critics are talking about. This is actually a really enjoyable movie. I'm actually kind of spooked. I want to know what's going on, things like that. And then all of a sudden, they reveal this stupid-ass monster, and I'm like, okay, there it is. I don't give a shit anymore. I'm not scared because it looks so silly.
Stupid ass monster.
6 runic symbols out of 10. That's what I'm giving this. Okay?
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna throw down 7 out of 10 full frontals.
Oh no! Don't do that. Don't edit.
The day that we see low-budget horror films not create and reveal shitty fucking monsters that take you out of the movie. How about that?
To full frontals.
To full frontals.
My name's John Grozny. If you want to see more of my doodads, click on here.
If you want to see more of me, click here.
Grozny Productions. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel.
If you don't, we're going to come to you in your dreams in a liquor store, and then we are going to beat you with a blunt object. Kidding.
We're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
We will cry though.
We'll do something.
Nothing worse than a child's tears.